How's it going, everybody? Daner here with North Central Coins, and welcome back to another episode of the most rare and valuable coins in Canada. Today we're going to be taking a look at what might just be the rarest nickel made in the last 25 years, which is the 2000p Canadian nickel. For those who may not be familiar, the year 2000 marked a significant shift in Canadian coinage, as it was the first time the Canadian Mint introduced its patented multiply plated steel technology into circulation. The 2000p nickel became the first widely circulated coin to feature the special P composition mark on the obverse, signifying this important change. With only 4,899,000 of these nickels produced, the 2000p stands out, and its value increases dramatically in higher mint states. In today's video, we will explore the historical context surrounding the production of this rare, modern 5-cent coin and delve into why it holds such importance in Canadian numismatic history. Additionally, we will discuss any of the distinguishing and identifying features, its significance among collectors, and also the potential value if you happen to find one in your pocket change or coin roll hunting. This is one of those nickels that you definitely want to keep on your radar because it can still be found in your pocket change and has become a prime target for collectors and has the potential to soar in value over the years to come. Before we do get into this, I would really appreciate if you guys would smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and also ring that bell notification so you can stay up to date with my new videos as they are being released. And make sure to stay to the end of the video to find out just how much you could get for one of these coins if you are lucky enough to stumble upon one. Also, if you're interested in the world of collecting beyond just coins, you should definitely check out my other channel, North Central Builds, where I open and build some of the most unique and budget-friendly LEGO sets from over the years. So if you're into discovering some of the super cool, obscure LEGO builds that you won't find anywhere else, be sure to give it a little look-see after today's video. But without any further ado, what do you say we dive right into it and discuss the Canadian 2000p nickel? Let's get it, guys. In the late 1990s, the Canadian Mint began exploring alternatives to using nickel as the main alloy for its circulation coins. Rising metal costs and the need for enhanced coin durability led to the development of the Mint's patented multiply plated steel technology. Nickel as a material had long been used in Canadian coins, but by the 1990s it was becoming increasingly expensive to source and manufacture. The Canadian Mint started to realize that continuing to use solid nickel coins would not be sustainable for the country's economic future. Thus, the multiply plated steel coin was born, a revolutionary minting technique that allowed the Canadian Mint to produce coins more affordably while maintaining the look and feel of traditional nickel coins. This process involves plating a steel core with layers of nickel, for some coins copper as well, creating a multi-layered coin that looks like the older solid nickel versions but comes with significant savings in metal costs. To distinguish these new coins from their nickel predecessors, the Canadian Mint marks certain coins with a special P composition mark. This P composition mark was stamped as a symbol of the new plating technology, signaling to collectors and the public that this was a new era in Canadian coinage. Even though the Canadian Mint began testing for multiply plated steel technology in the year 1999, only a few nickels from 2000 with the P mint mark were actually released for circulation. Many of the coins produced using this technology during those years were either included in special collector sets or issued for internal testing. This would mean that the public didn't widely see this new composition mark until the release of the 2000p nickel, which was the first to be distributed in mass circulation. The 2000p nickel is therefore a milestone coin, as it represents the public debut of the multiply plating technology on Canadian circulating coins. After the year 2000, this plated steel technology became the new standard for all Canadian circulation coins, with the exception of the loonie and toonie. These coins retained their original compositions until the year 2012, when they also transitioned to the multiply plated steel technology system. The 2000p Canadian nickel could be considered a numismatic landmark and represents the first time that Canadians saw the P composition mark in general circulation. With an extremely low mintage figure of just 4,899,000, it is relatively scarce in comparison to other circulation nickels in the same date range, which often see mintages of tens or even hundreds of millions. While the coin is somewhat common to find in your pocket change and can still be found in coin rolls today, especially in lower grades, its significance and value grow as you examine higher mint state examples. In low grades, the 2000p nickel doesn't command much more value than any other common nickel. However, when collectors begin finding these nickels in higher grade mint states, especially MS65 and above, the value of these coins can jump significantly. High-grade examples, especially those that have been well preserved or carefully stored, are considered far more desirable due to their relative scarcity. Given that most of these coins were released into circulation, finding an untouched, pristine example can prove somewhat challenging, which only adds to the coin's value and appeal. Now, what makes the 2000p nickel particularly interesting to coin roll hunters is that it is still fairly easy to find in circulation even today. This makes it a prime target for Canadian nickel coin roll hunters, and as I always called it, it is the bread and butter of Canadian nickel coin roll hunting. Since it's one of the most valuable modern circulation nickels that you can find in a high grade, finding a well-preserved 2000p in your pocket change is like discovering a small treasure. While these coins don't necessarily boast the dramatic values of some rare air or variety coins, they represent a great opportunity for collectors to acquire a piece of modern Canadian minting history that has the potential to grow in value. Its combination of scarcity, ease of access, and also high potential of value in mint state conditions make it a constant target for those interested in hunting through coin rolls of Canadian nickels. Regardless, if you are a novice collector just starting out your coin journey, the 2000p nickel presents an accessible entry point into Canadian numismatics, while seasoned hunters still seek out these elusive high-grade examples. If you were able to find an entire uncirculated roll of Canadian 2000p nickels and they all score above an MS65, you could be talking a small jackpot. It isn't just another coin from the early 2000s. It actually represents a moment when the Canadian Mint introduced a cost-effective and technologically advanced solution that would shape the future of Canadian coinage. It marked a shift in the way that the Canadian Mint approached coin production, ensuring that Canada could produce durable, high-quality coins at a fraction of the previous cost. Holding a 2000p nickel in mint state is not just owning a piece of currency, it's owning a piece of Canadian monetary evolution. Now, before we do get into the value, some of the details and specifications for these coins, if any of these are off, it may indicate it is not the correct version or not a legitimate example of this coin. So first, just to give you guys an idea, they did mint 2000 nickels without the P mint mark. They are much more common and have a much higher mintage figure. The regular 2000 nickel without the P composition mark has a mintage figure of 105,868,000. So that is almost 20 times the mintage figure of the 2000p. The composition of the regular 2000 is actually cupro nickel, which is 75% copper, 25% nickel. It has a weight of 4.6 grams, the diameter is 21.2 millimeters, the axis is in metal alignment, the obverse was designed by Dora DePadre Hunt and the reverse by G.E. Kruger Gray. Now let's discuss the specifications for the 2000p nickel. The mintage figure, as I mentioned previously, extremely low, 4,899,000. So that is just about 20 times lower than the regular 2000 without a P composition mark. The composition for the 2000p Canadian nickel is multiply plated steel, which is 94.5% steel, 3.5% copper, and 2% nickel. The coin weighs 3.95 grams. It has a diameter of 21.1 millimeters. The die-axis should also be in metal alignment. The obverse was designed by Dora DePadre Hunt and the reverse by G.E. Kruger Gray. Now, as we get into the values for the 2000p Canadian nickel, this is a coin that is not worth much on the low end. It is actually not worth any more than face value, but I can personally attest that if you are selling these coins on eBay, people will pay a premium for them. You can get anywhere from maybe $1 to a couple dollars for them if you list them on eBay or Kijiji or maybe Facebook Marketplace if you're able to list the posting. But just to give you guys an idea in comparison, the regular 2000 nickel without the P composition mark, the maximum value that you could get for that is around $62 for an MS66 example. But then the 2000p regular nickel, it has about the same value until you start to get above an MS65. For an MS65, it's worth $31. For an MS66, it can be worth $276. And then as we start to get into the MS67 territory is when we see some huge price jumps. It can be worth around $737 for an MS67, and the record sale for one of these coins is actually on eBay in the year 2018 for a PCGS graded MS68, and it sold for $1,200. One of the great things about these Canadian 2000p nickels is that they are only 24 years old as I am making this video today. Now, in the world of coin collecting, 24 years is the mere blink of an eye, and finding these things in circulation is still very possible today, and I don't doubt that there are coin roll hunters out there that probably have found uncirculated rolls of them, and there probably are still a few sitting around in bank vaults. Who knows, maybe there's even a full box of these sitting around somewhere. If you were able to get a full box and the entire box scored MS68s, you might just be able to buy yourself a new car or new house. Now, what do you guys think about the 2000p Canadian nickel? What would you do if you ever found one of these, or if you ever have found any of the coins that I discussed in this video? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to know. Speaking of hidden gems, if you're a fan of collecting and uncovering rare finds, make sure to check out my other channel, North Central Builds, where I open and build some of the most obscure and budget-friendly LEGO sets from over the years. It's all about stacking bricks and putting together some of the super cool and underrated LEGO sets that are a blast to build. So for anyone that is interested and would like to show their support, head on over and subscribe to North Central Builds. Also, I would really appreciate if you guys would smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and ring that bell notification so you can stay up to date. But I think that is pretty much going to do it for this one, folks. So until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.